Sexy Star. Sexy Star was once seen as a breakout name from Mexico. After years of grinding in the lucha libre scene, she gained major attention in the US through Lucha Underground. She wasn't just another masked wrestler, she was the first female to ever win the Lucha Underground Championship. Her No Mas match with Mariposa became a cult classic. She was fierce, emotional, incredible. WWE fans started paying attention, but one moment ended all of that. At Triple Mania 25 in 2017, during a multi-woman match, Sexy Star locked fellow wrestler Rosemary in an armbar. What was supposed to be a safe, choreographed hold turned real. Sexy Star shot the move, meaning she applied real pressure with malicious intent, and legitimately injured Rosemary's shoulder. Wrestlers across promotions called her out. Hall of Famers, veterans, and respected names like Chris Jericho publicly condemned her. Wrestlers are taught to trust each other with their bodies. The trust was broken. Sexy Star didn't just hurt Rosemary, she violated the code of the ring. From that night on, Sexy Star wasn't blacklisted officially, but unofficially, her fate was sealed. WWE never commented publicly. They didn't need to. No invite came. No Performance Center tryout. No Million Classic spot. Nothing. Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett's story is more business than brutality. A legacy kid in wrestling, Jerry had all the connections. His father, Jerry Jarrett, was a respected promoter. Jerry had 2 run-ins with WWE, and both times he carved out success. He held multiple titles, played the cocky heel to perfection, and knew how to work a crowd. But by 1999, he wanted out, and he knew exactly how to leave. Jarrett's WWE contract expired just days before his scheduled final match against China for the Intercontinental Championship. He allegedly refused to perform unless Vince McMahon wired him a 6-figure payday that same day. The claim was he was walking into WCW the next night. This wasn't a normal exit. It was a hostage situation. McMahon paid. Jarrett dropped the title, but the grudge lingered. In 2001, during WWE's purchase of WCW, Vince McMahon stood on live TV, reviewing a list of WCW names. When he got to Jarrett, he paused and said, J-E-F-F, gone. Then he fired him on air. That was no storyline. Jarrett tried to build something new. He co-founded TNA Wrestling, WWE's only real televised competitor for years. But McMahon never forgot. Even after Jarrett was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2018, a return in brief backstage roles, insiders say he never fully regained trust. He was a guest, not family. To Vince, business is personal, and Jeff Jarrett made it very personal. Mr. Kennedy, he had the voice, he had the charisma, he had the push. Mr. Kennedy, later known as Mr. Anderson, was once seen as WWE's next breakout star. In 2007, he won the Money in the Bank briefcase with plans to cash in and become WWE champion. He was penciled in as Vince McMahon's illegitimate son in a long-term angle. He had backstage buzz and TV time. Then it all collapsed. An injury forced him to drop the briefcase. Another storyline was scrapped. Wellness policy violations followed. Rumors of backstage heat began to swirl, then became the final straw. In 2009, during a match on Monday Night Raw, Kennedy accidentally dropped Randy Orton on his neck. Orton reportedly exploded backstage, calling Kennedy dangerous and reckless. The next day, Kennedy was released. After leaving WWE, Kennedy didn't hold back. He spoke openly against Orton, Cena, and WWE management. He blamed them for his downfall, called them political, and criticized the company's structure. None of it helped his case for a return. WWE likes loyalty. Kennedy gave them headaches, and once he started talking, there was no going back. Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Rio had it all. Third-generation heritage, classic look, MMA credibility. A debut in 2010 that felt big. He won the Royal Rumble, cashed in Money in the Bank, became a 2-time WWE champion. On paper, he was everything WWE wanted. But Del Rio had a pattern. Start strong, burn out, leaving flames. His first WWE run ended in 2014 when he slapped a backstage employee who allegedly made a racist comment. WWE terminated him. Del Rio left angry. Most assumed the bridge was burned. Shockingly, he returned in 2015. This time, he was paired with Zeb Coulter in the bizarre Mex America angle. Fans didn't buy it. His matches were sluggish. He looked disinterested. And soon, he was gone again. What followed was uglier. Del Rio began publicly bashing WWE and Triple H in interviews. He mocked them online, calling Triple H the man with the big nose. He accused WWE of racism, favoritism, and hypocrisy. His relationship with Paige became a messy public drama. Legal issues followed. Arrests, accusations, the headlines kept piling up. Behind the scenes, Triple H reportedly wanted nothing to do with him. And after Del Rio's second WWE run flopped, there was no reason to try again. Konnan. Konnan's fallout with WWE didn't happen in a dramatic locker room brawl or public meltdown. It was quieter, but the ice had lasted decades. In the early 1990s, WWE had big plans. They poured money into a futuristic character called Max Moon, a space-themed jetpack-wearing persona that Vince McMahon hoped would resonate with younger fans. The man behind the mask? Konnan. But just as quickly as it began, it ended. Konnan walked out. He felt he had better opportunities back in Mexico. WWE was left holding an expensive costume and a scrapped push. Konnan went on to become a major name elsewhere. He thrived in WCW as part of the NWO Wolfpack, managed top-tier talent in Lucha Underground, and remained a key figure in the Lucha Libre scene. But behind the scenes, WWE never forgot or forgave. Rumors suggested the company just didn't blacklist Konnan, they iced out wrestlers associated with him. Talents with lucha ties were reportedly passed over if they were seen in Konnan's circle. Officially, Konnan says there's no bad blood. Unofficially, he's been frozen out for decades. Juventud Guerrera, high flyer, cruiserweight icon, banned. Juventud Guerrera made his name under a mask in WCW. Explosive, flashy, and fearless, he helped define an era of cruiserweight wrestling. In 2005, he joined WWE as part of the Mexicools, a short-lived but memorable group that drove lawnmowers to the ring. It was bizarre, it was stereotypical, but Guerrera made it work for a while. Then came the 450 splash. WWE had issued clear warnings, no more high-risk moves, no more careless spots, and definitely no 450s. Too dangerous, Guerrero ignored them. After botching a 450 and injuring Paul London, he was told directly, never again. In his very next match, he did it anyway. That was it. He was gone. Some wrestlers come back from worse, but Guerrero didn't have the political pull or star power. Outside of WWE, he stayed active, but never broke through to a level where WWE would consider rehiring him. CM Punk. CM Punk didn't just leave WWE, he blew it up. Frustrated with creative, battling health issues, and burned out, Punk shocked everyone by walking out the night after the 2014 Royal Rumble. WWE had WrestleMania plans, but he didn't care. In a now famous podcast with Colt Cabana, Punk blasted WWE doctors, the creative team, the grind, the pay, and especially Triple H. Being booked against him was the final straw. Vince McMahon might have forgiven him for the right payday, but Triple H now runs creative. For years, WWE erased Punk's name, moving on without him. He returned in AEW, then made a brief WWE comeback in late 2023, only to have another backstage incident ended. Now he's gone again, and this time it might stick. Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, the face of WWE's golden era, WrestleMania, red and yellow, a cultural icon. But his relationship with WWE was always rocky, leaving for WCW in the 90s, returning in the 2000s, leaving for TNA, then coming back as a legend in 2014. Then the tapes leaked. Hogan was caught using racial slurs. WWE cut ties fast, terminating his contract, scrubbed him from the Hall of Fame, erased his presence. Years later, They cautiously brought him back for small mentions and brief appearances, but the trust, the spotlight, the full embrace never returned. Now, with his age and past controversies, Hogan remains a legend, but a tarnished and sidelined one.